Dr. Kevin Kavanagh, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Doc.
Hey, Jack. How have you been doing?
Good, man. It's good to hear from you. And we're not going to get into any heated argument here, but a couple of things made me think of you yesterday. Now, RFK Jr. was being grilled in front of the Senate, as you said, Emily says, as he should. And it's all as a result of the incredible measles outbreak that is going on right now and folks not getting their kids vaccinated. Yeah, let's start with that. Your thoughts about that, Kevin? Dr. Kevin Kavanagh, by the way, is a doctor who is in retirement now, but has started many years ago a group called Health Watch USA. And before we get into that, tell us what Health Watch USA does.
Well, recently we've been really focusing on promoting vaccines because there's so much misinformation and even bad research, which is centered on discouraging people from getting vaccinated. And as you can see from the current measles outbreak, this has been a huge mistake on the part of our federal policymakers.
Well, I agree. And that's right. We can argue until the cows come home, but the evidence is there, is it not? I mean, when little kids were getting vaccinated routinely, we had almost eliminated it, hadn't we?
Yes, it was declared measles-free, as the United States was back in 2000. And since then, we have slipped enormously. I mean, this year alone, we've already had over 1,700 cases. And measles, make no doubt about it, is a very dangerous infection. It can cause blindness, deafness, impaired cognition. The majority of children that get this will have suppression of their immune system to other diseases. That's between 11% to 73% of one antibody's reserves are drained with the measles infection. And what's even worse is that if you're over the infection, you may not be out of the woods. 10 years down the line, a decade later, you can get something called subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, which is a very fatal brain disease. So this is an infection you want to avoid. It's entirely preventable. Get vaccinated. This is an old, time-tested vaccine. People should not be afraid of it. And they should get vaccinated as soon as possible. And the real problem that's coming about is that we've lost now herd immunity. Measles is the most infectious virus known to man. Our immunization rates have fallen in many areas well below 95%, and thus the virus is circulating and spreading. And one of the most dangerous aspects of this is to the very young children and infants between the ages of 6 months and 12 months of age, because that's a period of time where they really don't have good protection. It's after the protection of the maternal antibodies, and it's before the protection of a vaccine, because you really can't get the measles vaccine prior to 12 months. If you do, there's some evidence the immunity doesn't hold for a lifetime. So this is a dangerous situation we're in. Certainly the anti-vax messaging, which has been coming out of our federal government, has discouraged people from getting a vaccination. Some people have blamed it on our COVID response. Well, those things happened years ago. We need to step up then our messaging to counteract that and to get people to take time-tested interventions to prevent what really can be a devastating disease in childhood.
I want to check one real quick text here, and then I want to get to our other subject. I'm going to run out of time. I'm 81 years old. Should I take the COVID vaccine? I do have Crohn's disease and I had a heart attack last year, and now I'm having nerve damage in my face.
Well, certainly if you're above the age of 65, you want to consider getting a booster every 6 months. Now, for a complex medical problem like that, I would certainly consult with your doctor. But I would, consider getting the COVID vaccine. Myself, I get a Novavax vaccine, which is protein-based. I think there's some evidence that it has less reactions. I do feel it has better dosaging because you're not depending on your body making a spike protein. And really surprisingly to me is that the booster didn't need to be reformulated. It still appears to be covering different types of variants. It's still targeted to the J1 variant. So I like Novavax. In fact, tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to go down and get a Novavax vaccine.
The second thing I want to talk to you very quickly, Pete Hegseth announced yesterday that the military will no longer require flu vaccine for our troops. That will be up to them. And so I put it up on my Facebook page, and somebody asked, and I thought it was a fair question, why did we require it in the first place? And I said, I don't know. When I asked my doctor tomorrow, but I'm guessing that because of close quarters, especially in certain situations that the military finds themselves, and if you get something like that's contagious, you don't want your whole troops being sick at once. Am I right?
That's correct. In fact, a military author has once stated that disease and pandemics are as great a threat to frontline readiness in our troops as actually combat. These guys are on the front line, especially now in Iraq. Literally, there's someone trying to kill you. You don't want to come down with even a cold. You want to be top of your game. And part of this is avoiding the flu, which, by the way, is a very deadly disease. I mean, 23 to 78,000 people have died, according to the CDC, between October 2025. And by the way, that's a huge range, and that's because we're not exactly tracking things as well as we used to. Yes, I think vaccinations are imperative. And ironically, when you look at the Spanish flu or the flu that occurred in World War I, that actually originated in Kansas at a military base. It didn't originate in Spain. So it's kind of ironic now that we're ignoring the flu, and almost as many people died in World War I of the flu as they did in combat.
All right, I'm going to get you to come back and do the whole 9 to 10 hour with us. And I know people can take shots at you and you don't care because...
Yeah, we've been there before and I'm too old.
You believe in what you believe in. And I appreciate you being with us this morning, Kevin. It's good to hear from you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
I'll be in touch. Dr. Kevin Kavanagh. Time right now is